2026 is shaping up to be one of the wildest seasons we've ever seen. We've got drivers jumping between teams like it's musical chairs. We've got rookies who can barely legally drink getting handed the keys to multi-million-dollar race cars. And we've got moves that had the entire NASCAR world scratching their heads.
Ryan Blaney has won his way into the championship.
A great day for Kyle Larson.
Seventh career win in his 100th.
Joey Logano takes the checkered flag. Hell yeah, boys!
Let's start with the move that got everyone talking. Daniel Suarez. Remember him? The guy who helped build Trackhouse Racing into a playoff caliber team? The driver who gave them 2 cups, won and made the playoffs in both 2022 and 2024? Yeah, he's out. On July 1st, Trackhouse and Suarez mutually agreed to part ways after the 2025 season. Now, when teams say mutual, we all know what that really means, right? This was a breakup. Plain and simple. But here's where it gets interesting. Suarez didn't just disappear. On October 22nd, Spire Motorsports announced they were signing him to take over the number 7 Chevrolet. According to NASCAR.com's official silly season tracker, Suarez is replacing Justin Haley, who we'll talk about in a minute. Spire's been making aggressive moves lately, and landing a proven race winner like Suarez? That's a statement. Now you might be thinking, okay, so Trackhouse lost a driver. They must be rebuilding, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Trackhouse isn't rebuilding. They're reloading with an absolute weapon. On August 23rd, they dropped a bombshell announcement. Connor Zilisch, who's just 19 years old, is moving up to drive full-time in the Cup Series for 2026. 19. Let that sink in. But wait, it gets better. 1 month later, they announced that Randall Burnett is coming over to be his crew chief. Then, in November, they confirmed Zilisch will pilot the number 88. This isn't some throwaway ride. This is a legitimate championship caliber setup for a teenager. And here's the kicker. Shane van Gisbergen, the street course assassin from New Zealand, just signed a multi-year extension on August 8th. And Van Gisbergen is staying in the number 97 after a 5-win rookie season in 2025 and winning Rookie of the Year. So Trackhouse lost 1 driver and came back with 2 absolute killers. Real quick, before we continue, if you're enjoying this breakdown of NASCAR's wildest silly season, hit that subscribe button. I'm covering all the major racing news, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this story. Alright, let's talk about another massive manufacturer move. Cole Custer and the Haas factory team are switching from Ford to Chevrolet for 2026. This isn't just a small tweak. This is a complete identity change for a team that's been running Fords. Custer will return to drive the number 41, but under a whole new banner with a bow tie on the hood instead of the blue oval. And he's not alone. Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer are sticking with the team too. But here's where things get absolutely insane. Remember when I mentioned a doctor getting a full-time NASCAR ride? Yeah, that wasn't clickbait. First, let's set the stage. Nick Sanchez had just finished a solid rookie season with Big Machine Racing in 2025. He scored 1 win at Atlanta, 7 top 5s and 12 top 10s. He made the playoffs. He finished 11th in points. By all accounts, this was a successful year. Then over the weekend of December 8th, everything changed. Sanchez announced on social media that Big Machine Racing informed him he wouldn't be returning for 2026. Just like that. A winning driver gone. But here's the plot twist. On December 23rd, Big Machine Racing made an announcement that literally nobody in the NASCAR world saw coming. According to NASCAR.com, they signed Dr. Patrick Staropoli to drive the number 48 full-time in 2026. Yes, you heard that right. Dr. Patrick Staropoli. He's a board-certified retina surgeon. The man spent his days performing eye surgeries, and now he's going full-time cup racing. Staropoli made only 4 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series starts in 2025 and 4 Truck Series starts. That's 8 total National Series races. And now he's got a full-time ride. This is the beauty of NASCAR's silly season. Just when you think you've seen it all, something completely unexpected drops. But let's not forget about the veterans making smart moves. On October 23rd, Zane Smith signed a multi-year extension with Front Row Motorsports. Smith won the 2022 Truck Series Championship with Front Row, so this is basically him staying with family. His crew chief, Ryan Burgundy, is sticking with him too. In a season full of chaos, Smith doubled down on stability. And the veteran moves don't stop there. According to the sources, on July 25th, Denny Hamlin signed a multi-year extension with Joe Gibbs Racing, locking himself in through 2027. Love him or hate him, and there's definitely no in-between with Denny, the man has 60 Cup Series wins, and he's not slowing down. Then there's William Byron. On May 23rd, Hendrick Motorsports locked him down with a 4-year extension, through 2029. 16 wins. 3 straight Championship 4 appearances. Byron isn't just Hendrick's present, he might be the future face of the entire sport. Now remember Justin Haley from earlier? The guy Suarez is replacing at Spire? Well, he didn't just vanish from NASCAR. Haley is the only full-time Cup driver from 2025 who won't be racing Cup full-time in 2026. A plot twist, he's not leaving NASCAR. Haley is reuniting with Kaulig Racing, but not for Cup or Xfinity. He's heading to the Truck Series, and this isn't just any Truck Series move. Kaulig Racing announced on August 23rd that they're entering the Truck Series with not 1, not 2, but 5 full-time trucks. And they're partnering with Ram, bringing the manufacturer back into NASCAR for 2026. Haley joins Daniel Dye and Brendan Queen as confirmed full-time drivers for these Ram trucks. This is huge. But if you think the Cup Series has all the young talent excitement, the Xfinity and Truck Series are where things get really interesting. On November 24th, Joe Gibbs Racing announced something special. Brent Cruz will drive the number 19 Toyota in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series for 29 out of 33 races in 2026. Here's the thing though, Cruz doesn't even turn 18 until March 30th, 2026. He'll go from birthday candles straight to checkered flags. JGR is betting big on this kid. And remember Corey Day? He's another 19-year-old stepping up. While specific details about his 2026 plans would need additional verification, the pattern is clear. NASCAR is getting younger, faster, and more aggressive with its talent pipeline. The Truck Series is seeing its own shake-up. Caden Honeycutt is switching to Tricon Garage, taking over the number 11 Toyota. This is fascinating because Honeycutt made the Championship 4 in 2025, racing for 3 different teams. Now he's joining the team that beat him for the title. Talk about, if you can't beat them, join them. Christian Eckers is returning to McAnally Hilgerman Racing in the Truck Series, coming back to the number 91 full-time. Which move do you think is the biggest gamble? Who's going to surprise everyone in 2026? And who just made a career-ending mistake? Drop your predictions in the comments below and make sure you're subscribed, because the 2026 season starts February 15th with the Daytona 500, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss a single race. This season is going to be absolutely insane.